Shout out to our sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. They're so confident in the quality of all their products. Now you can get your first month of the club for just $1 and the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. There's no long-term commitment and no hidden fees. So learn more or get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no. Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley. I'm back from RTX London. Huge shout out to everyone who came out and said hello. It was awesome. And I'm back and now I'm very jet lagged, but that doesn't mean the news doesn't happen. Xbox Live finally got its long-awaited fall update, complete with another redesigned UI. The biggest change, in addition to the speed of the dashboard being much improved, which I think we're all very grateful for, is that there's more home screen customization. You can pin whatever blocks of content you want to the home screen, giving you easier access than what it was that the home screen was doing before. And last but not least, the new dashboard also gives users some easier ways to get ready for the Xbox One X, like options to back up your data onto an external drive or transfer over to your new hotness, because that's coming soon. You can add another name to the list of publishers who will soon be supporting Nintendo Switch, and this one might surprise you because it's Sony. And no, before you get your hopes up, this doesn't mean they're going to be bringing some of their PlayStation exclusives to the platform, so don't look for Uncharted there or anything. It's actually Sony's music arm that's starting up a separate publisher to release multi-platform games on PC and Switch and maybe other platforms in the future. Can't wait to see them on Xbox. Sony Music Entertainment said in a statement that the new publisher, called Unties, exists to free creators from the myriad ties that bind them when it comes to publishing their games and make free, limitless publishing a reality via Sony Music. The first game that they'll be bringing to PC, Switch, and PS4 is the strategy war game Tiny Metal, and they've also got 3 additional projects in the works as well. Seems like kind of a weird, sneaky way to get around supporting their own platform, so we'll see how it goes, but it's interesting nevertheless. Nintendo fans got excited about a new rumor that Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy had an unannounced Switch port, but unfortunately, that rumor's already been debunked. Word went around this week that Keymailer, a site that helps reviewers get early review codes, had Crash listed for an upcoming Switch release. This news got the Nintendo Switch subreddit all hot and bothered, a lot of people all over social media, until the co-founder of Keymailer jumped into the thread to kill everyone's buzz. He revealed that the listing was an import error when they were adding the next round of yearly releases. So, sorry, Crash fans, but hey, maybe we'll still get the unannounced Xbox One version in December that still hasn't been talked about. Maybe? Cross your fingers. Gran Turismo Sport launches today on PlayStation 4, and while we're still waiting on reviews, there are a couple bits of kind of, I don't know, weird, not so amazing information trickling out about the game. Ars Technica is writing that Gran Turismo Sport is extremely limited when not connected to the internet. Basically, it's always online, and if you're not online, well, you don't have much of a game. As the servers go down, like they have been doing the last few days for those with early copies, the only thing you really have access to is an arcade mode where you can't save any progress. On top of all that, we're starting to learn a little bit more about the specifics of the FIA license you can earn through the game. Finder.com did some digging to discover the license costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 per year. That being said, Digital Foundry's also done a tech analysis and has declared the game to be HDR's killer app because it is stupid gorgeous. So maybe those are a couple things to keep in mind if you've been curious as the reviews start to come out. Last week, we got word that the world's first Super Mario Odyssey review had been leaked. Well, it came out with Edge magazine. It's a perfect 10 out of 10, and this week we've got another. Famitsu magazine's print review of the game has now made its way online via NeoGAF, rating the game at a near-perfect 39 out of 40. Apparently, that makes 45 games ever that Famitsu's rated a near-perfect, with only 25 receiving the coveted perfect score. For reference, one of those belonged to this year's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. At the moment, it looks like Super Mario Odyssey might be in a place that it could challenge Breath of the Wild for a best reviewed game of the year, possibly, but of course we won't know for sure until the rest of those reviews start dropping as well. But it's pretty promising. Nintendo's got to be pretty thrilled about it. Them and their new 2 million consoles per month. We've got an update on the whole loot boxes versus UK government saga. You might recall we reported on this before. We did a full update about it, that a member of the UK Parliament recently asked a government official about the legality of loot boxes in video games and if they should be regulated as gambling. Well, the government has responded and said they're gonna look into it. In a statement, the Parliamentary Undersecretary of the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport said the government recognized the risks that come from increasing convergence between gambling and computer games. The Gambling Commission is keeping this matter under review and will continue to monitor developments in the market. Oh shit, they're keeping this matter under review. Your days are numbered, loot boxes. Or they'll just do like what Overwatch did in China after China said they had to publish their likelihood of getting any particular thing. Basically their statistics numbers for Overwatch loot boxes, which was now you just buy an in-game currency and you can gamble that instead. Now you gotta give credit to Valve. They really know how to stick with a franchise. If it's Team Fortress 2, that is. Yes, after 10 years, the game is getting a new Jungle Inferno update that will take players out of the desert and gravel pits and into some thick underbrush. The update will introduce Mercenary Park, a new jungle-themed map that was made in-house by Valve, but there are also a bunch of new community-created jungle maps too, plus new gear and taunts like the dueling banjo. So yeah, pretty cool to see Valve is still supporting, well, at least one of their classic franchises. We'll take what we can get. It's no secret that Netflix has been adding a lot of original content in recent years and spending billions of dollars on it, from House of Cards to Narcos to the new animated Castlevania to Stranger Things, and it looks like they're going to spend even more money next year on original programming, a whopping $8 billion in 2018. Netflix executives say their goal is for half of their library to consist of original content by next year. Not too hard to see why. Lots of content companies are rushing to duplicate Netflix's success and create their own platforms, like we've seen with Disney, who's got a bunch of Hollywood heavyweights on board already. Oh, and if you're an anime fan, get ready for some good news too. Netflix's chief content officer said a big part of that $8 billion will go towards producing 30 new anime series. 30! All of which will release next year, so good time to be an anime fan. As long as they don't suck. Don't suck, Netflix, do good ones. The next entry in the Star Wars anthology after this year's The Last Jedi is going to be the Han Solo standalone flick, and now the movie's got an official title and logo. The name of the next movie, unsurprisingly, is simply Solo, a Star Wars story. Disney also released a new logo for the movie, which has also just officially wrapped production, according to a Twitter video from new director Ron Howard. Considering all the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes with the film, gonna be pretty interesting to see how this one ends up, but we'll be able to see for ourselves May 25th, 2018. Flash memory chips seem to be an endangered species these days. A ransomware attack apparently forced Toshiba to shut down its production of NAND flash memory chips, which could affect the supply of a lot of your favorite devices. The recent attack caused Toshiba to stop production for 3 to 6 weeks in its Japanese operation, which for production like that is a long time, and that type of flash memory is used in a lot of hardware, from hard drives to smartphones. Not clear though if that's going to affect production of those Switch consoles that we want to get 2 million of per month that does use flash memory. So far Nintendo hasn't said anything, so fingers crossed not, but needless to say, another shortage is the last thing they need, especially with the holidays approaching, and it sounds like everyone is gonna want to play Mario. It's no shock that mobile gaming, huge in Japan. It's been getting bigger and bigger for years, but these numbers surprised even us. According to a new report from App Annie, the mobile gaming sector is bigger than ever in Japan. Mobile gaming revenue there grew about 35% year over year in 2017, a rate that's surpassed the US for 3 years in a row. And mobile now makes up a whopping 85% of all gaming revenue in Japan. Yeah, they love their mobile games, although some efforts to bring popular games to the West have not worked out so well. Monster Strike, which is a massive hit in Japan, was shut down earlier this year in the US after disappointing sales. But hey, when your game is making so much money in Japan, who needs us? Apple just lost another legal battle against an alleged patent troll. The tech giant was ordered to pay almost $440 million to the firm VernetX for infringing on 4 patented technologies that were apparently used in FaceTime and other iOS apps. Apple, though, told The Verge it's going to appeal that ruling. It's part of a long legal battle, which started with a suit filed by X in 2010. Since then, it's won a number of victories in court, all of which have been appealed by Apple. X has been called a patent troll by some, meaning that its main business is collecting and suing companies over its patents rather than doing anything cool with it. The US Patent and Trademark Office recently invalidated the 4 patents that X is suing Apple over, but that ruling can also be appealed. So one thing's for sure, this particular legal battle isn't going away anytime soon. I mean, it's been going on for 7 years. At this point, they'll just roll it out until everyone involved is dead. All right, that's the news we have for this roundup. Let us know what you think of all these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get all the news from every corner of the internet every weekday, like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the know. Thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this update and my nice smooth legs. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors right to your door so you don't have to keep using the same dull, gross, probably like hair-infested, moldy razor because it's a pain to get them from the store and they're probably locked up anyway and then you have to go find someone. Don't do it. They've got a whole lineup of razors too, so you can decide how fancy you want to get, plus extras for shaving or just for keeping yourself clean, like Dr. Carver's Shave Butter, Mint Cedarwood Body Cleanser. My favorite is this really lovely smelling Amber Lavender Soap, but I'm kind of a sucker for lavender, so there you go. They've even got stuff for your hair now, so basically all your grooming needs are covered. Dollar Shave Club is so confident in the quality of all their products, you can get your first month of the club for $1. That's where the name comes from. And the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks per month. There's no long-term commitment, so you can cancel whenever you decide to try for that sweet beard. And there's no hidden fees either, so really there's no reason not to do it. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no.